Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy, the one and only, and today we're going to go through the S tiers. We're going to go through the markets. We're going to go through altcoins. If you've been bullish on altcoins, you've been constantly punished, and it's been a period of just max rotation. But I think this is going to change, ladies and gentlemen. I think that in the future, participants are going to eventually learn that the way to actually win in crypto is to actually buy and hold. So we're going to go through the markets, and I'm going to give you my S tier for the layer ones. But before I begin, you just need to know that Ethereum and Bitcoin in the next 10 to 20 years will do 30 to 50x. We're going to look into some of these altcoins that have been just down, just really down, and I think the market is wrong in some of these coins. Altcoin season is coming, and it's coming in the future, and I think we should be aware of potential rises in some of these altcoins. We're going to start off with QStream, and QStream genuinely is a good product. It's going to be up here in my personal opinion for this cycle. Now, QStream is a quantum resistant blockchain, and it recently came out sitting at 2 cents. Market cap is tiny. It's at 20 million market cap. Trading volume is tiny, and they're not in massive exchanges. We're very early to this. It's only on LPs such as Radium and Meteoro. In the past 30 days, it's gone up by 544%. Its max price increase has been a whopping 1,958%. It recently came out. This is a new project, and what you do in crypto is primarily the newer coins are the one that are gonna see the most price change. If you're holding older coins in the previous cycle, unfortunately they will be a relic in the past. Now, QStream is a layer 1 blockchain designed to provide quantum safe encryption for securing digital assets, transactions, and sensitive data against future quantum computing threats. Founded by Adrian Neal, he's a blockchain security expert and a cyber security engineer. What makes QStream unique is its patent pending encryption algorithm designed to eliminate the risk associated with fixed private keys. Traditional blockchain encryption relies on a static key pairs that, once exposed, compromises the entire account. It's the world's first and most secure quantum safe encryption, and in the future we're going to have threats by quantum computing. They're going to eventually be able to hack a lot of these crypto wallets, and it's coming in the next 3 to 4 years. And to protect yourself, of course, we need mechanisms like this. So I believe that this could see a nice increase in your portfolio, so put this on your watch list. Another coin that is kind of using the same narrative as QStream is Quantum Coin. It's a new, very new coin, just recently came out, and they are trying to follow this same narrative. Quantum Coin is a layer 1 quantum resistant blockchain with smart contract support. Next up, we're going to look at Orion. I think Orion coin has a promising future. I think it can do a 10 to 30x if we have the right conditions. Then we have Solana. Solana is pretty much going to do a 3 to 5x in my opinion. BNB a 3 to 5x. Near protocol, I think that will do well as well. Hyperliquid, I was very bullish on Hyperliquid. I think Hyperliquid could do at least another 6 to 10x from here. I think it has the momentum. I think a lot of participants got burnt on meme coins, so they're gonna naturally just move on to perps, and then naturally they're gonna move on to Polymarket. I think that's the next evolution for people that love to gamble. I think they're gonna head to Polymarket. This is the most funniest one here. Lord Miles completes a 40-day water fast in the desert. So this is
pretty active on. No, I'm kidding. No, I should
actually.
I should go on my exercise bike, and rather
so
soon too.
Right over here doing his live stream, and this is just the natural progression of the market. They're going to bet on reality stuff like this, where participants live stream and do impossible tasks. So I think that's the next evolution for degens. Anyway, we're going to look into fast token. Now, Fast token is an interesting one. Its price action is very, very good. I think there's a lot of market makers that are keeping this price up heavily. It's funded by a lot of VCs, so I could see this head up higher to around 6 to 10x. Fast token is a layer 1 protocol, and it has a lot of VCs involved in this, and they've kept the price up for a long time now. For a long time. I'm not kidding you guys. This is just continues and continues, irrespective of Bitcoin, irrespective of a bull or a bear market. Fast token continues to go up into the right. Now, I don't know when this party is going to stop. I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen, but there are big players that are keeping this up into the right. It has a lot of hate at the moment because short sellers really want to short this coin, and they're unable to short this coin. It just continues to keep on going up with not that much volume as well compared to where it is. It's sitting at 68 on coin market cap. Market cap is sitting at a heavy, massive 1.9 billion market cap. Hopefully it doesn't do the same thing as Mantra. Unfortunately, Mantra had a similar setup to Fast token, but you know, you can still make some good gains. But if it does, unfortunately, you know, go to zero, that is a massive risk. Okay, so tread lightly, do your own research. Always do your own research. I think NEAR is gonna do a 3 to 5x in this cycle, maybe possibly a 6 to 10x in this cycle. I'm very bullish on NEAR. I think it's got a bright future. I think we could possibly see this in the next cycle. AVAX is a real hidden gem. I think AVAX is not getting the love it deserves or the attention that it deserves. AVAX should be much higher. I think it could possibly do a 6 to 10x, maybe a 10x to 12x, maybe, if we get the right conditions. Now, majority of these altcoins are down by like 80%, and I think these are highly distressed assets, like really distressed. I think participants who have been bullish on altcoins have been punished time and time again, and I think they will have their time in the sun. You just have to be strong, just like the Cardano holders, and I think Cardano is gonna head up higher. It has a cult-like community, and this is what you need. This is exactly what you need. Just like Hex and Postchain, the market is saying that it's never gonna come back, but there are folks here that really believe in these projects. Like really, it's just become a cult by now. It's just simply become a cult. Just like SPX 6900, it has a massive cult-like community, and these folks are not gonna sell. They're gonna continue to buy and buy even in these lower prices. And it reminds me of a project very similar. The tech isn't the best, but there are folks that continue to hodl. It didn't even make all-time new highs during 2021, and these folks continue to buy more and more. Now they're all sitting pretty. And you know, folks that were buying here, they were actually buying with size. These are real believers here, and now they get to reap the rewards and they're all sitting pretty. I think ADA is a very good project. I think it doesn't really get the attention it deserves, and there are some massive believers in this coin. Yes, the tech isn't the best. Yes, the tech isn't really up to par, but neither was Bitcoin. Bitcoin's tech is very old. It's very old, but the community believe so aggressively that Bitcoin will change the world. I think ADA, XRP, and a few other coins have this cult-like community. And with ADA, you're mainly kind of betting on the community. You're not betting on the tech, you're betting on Charles and the community. And that's why I think they're going to have higher prices. I think Sonic is going to do a 3 to 5x. It really didn't get the attention it deserved because of market conditions that we have so far. A lot of these coins are heavily distressed assets, like really distressed assets. And I think, yet again, I'll keep saying this, and now is a time to start bookmarking this and looking into this a little bit more now. The rotation will come. They're going to start off with the higher caps, and then we're going to slowly go into some of the lower caps. Ethereum Classic is, to me, a dead coin. I think also ICP is close to a dead coin. I think it's just the community that is just keeping this project actually alive. And I would put this over here, but personally, I think it's also a dead project. Tezo is another dead project. Flow is a dead project in my opinion. I also have to add Alphium. I think Alphium is a dead project. I think it's never ever going to come back again. I know there are some participants that are very bullish with this coin, but I think in my opinion, sharding is not the future. We've tried this many times. Sharding technology doesn't work. This concept has been tested time and time again, and the market always says no. I think this is not going to happen. It's it's a good idea, but it's not going to materialize, and that's why I think it ultimately is going to end by being a dead project. Don't shoot me now. Tron. I think Tron is a very good protocol. Price action is amazing. It's really good. I think Tron is going to be here in the next cycle. I think Tron's going to be here for a long time. Tron doesn't have the best price action, to be fair. It's not going to give you like a 10x, 20x, 30x, 50x, but this is just incredible during a bear market, a bull market. Regardless, this thing keeps on going up to the right, ladies and gentlemen, and it's undeniable about Tron. Tron is a very good project. I know a lot of folks want tiny market caps, but listen, the trend is your friend, and just do the obvious, guys. You don't need to take on more risk and get into meme coins when you can literally just buy coins that are trending up and to the right. This is what you primarily want in markets. You want to be able to sit pretty in your investments, and it goes up to the right. It continues to go up into the right. And I think if we get a bear market, it's not going to have a massive drop, because if you look right over here, ladies and gentlemen, we had a bear market during here. It didn't really form lower lows, like clear lower lows. Matter of fact, I don't want to really do this as well, but I'll just do this quickly for you. I don't want to make this too long. I want to show you Tron versus Bitcoin pair, and you'll be able to see that Tron is actually slightly outperforming Bitcoin, and this is what you want in your investments, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's a massive market cap, but the Chinese really love this coin, and as you can see here, and this is what you want to see in your investments. Matter of fact, we're forming higher lows, and yet again more higher lows. I think Tron might be the first ever coin to actually form higher highs against its Bitcoin pair. Let me repeat this again. Tron is gonna be the first ever coin to form a higher high against its Bitcoin pair. This is like history in the making. In the long run, I'll put Tron here, a 10 to 30x in the long run. This is the next cycle, basically. I'll put this here. Tron is primarily getting a lot of value occurred because of its stable coin usage. A lot of folks in developing countries are actually using Tron. Places in Africa, Latin America, Asia, China, a lot of folks are actually using Trons. Tron was actually one of the pioneers in stablecoins. In 2022, stablecoin market cap was sitting at 31 billion US dollars, and now it's sitting at a whopping almost 100 million US dollars, ladies and gentlemen. I think SU can do primarily another 6 to 10x on SU. SU has been the poster child in this cycle at the moment. It has been pushed by a lot of big players, most notably Raoul Pal has been pushing this coin, and there's a lot of VCs in this coin. It's sitting at 11 billion market cap. For the yearly, it's up by 323%. I think SU will be the next Solana killer. It's fast, quick, scalable. Gas fees are super low. I think it's the next evolution in the space. I think next cycle is going to do really well, and I think it's going to actually overtake Solana, or come very close to overtaking Solana. Next up, we have Litecoin. I think Litecoin will do around a 3 to 5x. It's in a long consolidation phase at the moment for Litecoin. I don't think this coin is dead and buried. I think it still has a community in this coin. And as you can see, we are showing some strength. However, on its Bitcoin pair, it's been going down ever since conception, or almost conception. It's gone down by a massive 96%. Its USD pair is slightly better, so I'll give this around 3 to 5x in return. Bearer Chain, in my opinion, is a dead coin. I've been actively shorting this coin and making lots of money on this coin. Sia coin, I think this is a dead coin. You should short this coin. It tries to tackle gaming and brings gaming onto the blockchain. We've seen this before. Gaming and blockchain never work. This is a dead coin, sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen. Tron, I think Tron is going to do well. I think it's going to do around 3 to 5x once we see altcoin season. I have an honorable mention. We have this right over here. Proven Blockchain is a very new coin, just came out recently on the 2nd of June. It's up at the moment by 24%, sitting at a massive market cap of 1.3 billion US dollars. Is tackling real world asset space. So what they're primarily trying to do is make a smart contract for real world assets, a purpose-built blockchain for financial products used by innovators and trusted by institutions. And at the moment, they do have some size in them. They have 16.4 billion in TVL. They have 42 billion in loan transactions, 65 plus validators. The website looks brand spanking new, and you can tell that there's a lot of VCs in this project. I think primarily it will go up first, and then typically, just like all the other VCs, coins, they will go down 95%. So that's why I've given this a modest 3 to 5x in the beginning, and then it will head down, unfortunately. Casper is, in my opinion, a good project. However, it's made its gains. It went up 124x, ladies and gentlemen. And you think we're gonna go up another 100x? Let's be honest, guys. Casper's done. The market has priced in Casper. Unfortunately, the majority of folks, they came in at the end. And this happens always happens, ladies and gentlemen. Mantra, I think, is a dead coin. It's not coming back. Aptos, in my opinion, is another dead coin. ICP is a massive VC coin. It might get a 3 to 5x. IP Story is a VC coin. It's heading downwards. HBAR, I think HBAR is going to do well, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's going to do a 6 to 10x. Minero, I think Minero's got a bright future. I know there was a hack recently. I think that will head up higher. Kronos, I think Kronos is going to do well as long as crypto.com does well. So then we can see a nice 6 to 10x. VeChain is a dead project, in my opinion. Algorand, I think Algorand has a future, 6 to 10x. Supra is a surprising one. It might, surprise a few folks, to be fair. In my opinion, it will go up between 3 to 5x. We have Vara. I think Vara is going to surprise some folks. I think it might do a 10 to 30x. Carver, in my opinion, is a dead project. Volta, this one's funny. This was actually funny. Now, Volta is a EOS. It used to be EOS, yeah, and it rebranded to Volta. The price is still down. I know there's a few folks that are hodling EOS. I think this coin is dead and buried. I think this coin's not coming back, so I'm going to put this in the dead section. Now we got some more honorable mentions. Injective, I think Injective will do a 3 to 5x. I think Filecoin will do fairly well. I also think Flare is going to do well, between 3 to 5x. And then we've got some more speculative assets like Keita. Now, Keita was a surprise. It caught a lot of folks off guard. I think Keita might actually do a 6 to 10x here. It's already had a massive price increase, but I think Keita might continue this uptrend. It's sitting at 300 million market cap. The price action looks good so far, but these projects can go down 80-90%. However, I am quite bullish on this layer one. It can do approximately, allegedly, it can do almost 10 million transactions per second. And if you, here we go, 10 million transactions per second. I think the leading one is like 100, but in real battle tested conditions, I think we've only managed to do around 4,000 transactions per second. So this is unverifiable at the moment. Allegedly is 10 million transaction per second. It has sub-second transaction finality. Transaction fees are reduced to pennies, built-in purpose for protocol. So this is really fast. And finally, we have Hex, the Hexicans. All right, Richard Hart, Post-Chain, all of them folks. And this is just a fork of Ethereum. However, it's got a massive community, massive cult-like community. See them on the web. they're just insane. They're just insane. And I think that insanity will make them go up. Yeah, I think the project is going to go up. I could see a 6 to 10x for Hexicans, Pulse Chain as well, PDAI as well. I can see this happening in the future. And I'm going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.